We are 2 minutes away from beginning our 1 o'clock game against the Spokane Cherry Bomb Brawlers, going up against the Coyote Country Wheat Whackers. We'll have the Bombers in black with the Wheat Whackers in white, as both teams are now going through their equipment checks. Before we get started here, I will announce the two teams' rosters, starting with the Cherry Bomb Brawlers. At number 100, Electric Fox, 117 Spartan, 119 Liz in Fear, 167 Virus, number 17 Caterkiller, number 19 Slaughtermelon, number 21 Sugar Rush, at number 24 Tiny Terror, number 67 Tough Lil Cookie, number 73 Lithium, at 78 Alley Cat, 813 Psychotic, and number 99 Ride or Die. And the Coyote Country Wheat Whackers at 100 is Glitter Hitter, 101 Poison Ivy, at number 13 Phantom, number 17 Ultraviolet, number 18 Glitz, at number 2 is Night Terror, 204 Sparkle, number 3 Sugar Rush, number 33 Jawbreaker, at number 6 Punky Bruiser, 757 She'll Be Sassy, and number 84 Puppet Master, and number 88 Bubble Basher. Our officials for this game are going to be Data, You Know I Know You Know, Prince Albert, Damon Mistress, Mitch Conduct, Flyboy, Sushi, and our non-skating officials, Punky Bruiser, Dr. Boom, Whamdolph, Parks and Rec, Van Rollon, Romp, Kiss Off, Cold Gin, and Capri Stun. I'm Merciful Skate. I'll be announcing this game and all games today. Both teams got their starting lines on the track. Just waiting for the final call from the officials to get this going. This will be the Cherry Bomb Bombers' final game of this tournament. Every team has played 4 games. And this is going to be the Wheat Whackers' first game for today. All right, our rolling whistle starts the game. She'll Be Sassy for the Wheat Whackers, and Electric Fox are the Jammers. We have a back block penalty right off the bat for Electric Fox, and that's going to be a power jam. So She'll Be Sassy with a big opportunity to get some big points early. Slams hard into the pack, goes for 4. Looking for some offense now on the inside and gets it. And now for scoring pass number 3, here comes She'll Be Sassy. Slides to the outside for 4. Electric Fox now re-enters the track and hits the pack, and a successful star pass to Spartan. She'll Be Sassy coming around one more time at an apex jump, lands it and calls it off for ending up with 12 points, the Bombers 4 in that first jam of the game. And yeah, there's a correction on the scoreboard. That is a 16-0 run there. That has got fixed up. Sugar Rush for the Bombers going up against Glitz. Glitz with a quick move outside, something we've been seeing them do this whole tournament. They go around for their scoring pass, looks for the inside, gets it through. And now Sugar Rush still trying to find a way through the wall of Wheat Whackers. On another scoring run is Sassy. Sassy, or Glitz. Glitz is through. And now Sugar Rush has made it through, as there will be a penalty on a Phantom of the Wheat Whackers. Nice one skate move backwards to get 4 more points and end out that jam. And we have Keta Killer in black, number 17 for the Cherry Bombs, going up against number 100 Glitter Hitter, the Wheat Whackers in white. Both of these jammers really like hitting the tripods hard and pushing their way through. So let's see if that's what they do in this jam as well, as they line up at the start. Keta Killer with a running start, but unable to get through. However, there goes Glitter Hitter. Now Keta Killer looking for a way out as the Cherry Bomb defense gets set. Slaughtermelon with a bit of a stop, but not enough to stop Glitter Hitter's momentum. Keta Killer is through. Needs to get the star back on before they can score points, and Glitter Hitter decides to call that one off. Sugar Rush back out there again against Shilby Sassy. Penalty box is clear, so we have a full track. All right, Shilby Sassy sees the opening on the outside, takes it, sprints through, makes it for a lead. Sugar Rush now dodges Jawbreaker's hit and gets through. Now a nice stop by Psychotic, and that's going to force the call off. Psychotic with a big hit that shuts down Sassy's chances of getting some points on that one. 0-0 jam. And black Wheat Whackers call team timeout. They didn't have a jammer out there, so stopping the clock and getting that reset. Out is 1 minute. Each team has 3 that they can use. All right, we're back in it. Slaughtermelon is going to be the jammer for the Cherry Bombs. I don't believe I've seen them as a starting jammer in this tournament yet. See how they do going up against Glitz. Glitz is a very fast jammer, but is brought outside by Lithium. Quick to get back in, though, and through, but being chased by Slaughtermelon. They give the lead to Slaughtermelon. Slaughtermelon is lead as Glitz gets to the pack first. Slides on through, but Glitz is not lead. I believe they had the lead position there for a bit. Tried to call that off, but Slaughtermelon owns the clock. And calls that one off. Glitz speeds through for 4 more points. Glitter hitter back out there for the Wheat Whackers going up against Sugar Rush. Glitter hitter just trying to push and shove their way through, but some good defense by the Bombers so far to hold them back. Sugar Rush, though, not making headway around turn number 2, and it is Glitter hitter that ends up finding a way out first. Now Sugar Rush is almost through the pack. Jawbreaker with a nice attempt to stop Sugar Rush. Didn't quite get there, though. And now Glitter hitter pounds their way through for 4 points. And we have Tough Little Cookie being the jammer for the Cherry Bombs. The first time they've been the jammer. The Cherry Bombs switching things up in this game. She'll be sassy for the Wheat Whackers. And she'll be sassy with a burst of speed that gets through. Tough Little Cookie out there does a star pass to Spartan. Night Terror right there to stop Spartan. Sassy gets their 4, coming around for another. See if they decide to call it off before Spartan gets there. Spartan with a big hit. Takes down both the jammer and the ref on that one. It's I know, you know, I know going, getting knocked off their feet. All right, Glitz to the outside and through. Sugar Rush trying to go up the middle. There's a lot of opposition. We have a penalty as that is going to be number 24, Tiny Terror, going to the bench, as well as Sugar Rush. So this is going to be a power jam opportunity for Glitz. Glitz has a lot of speed to get through the pack quickly, so 30 seconds is a good amount of time for them to rack up some points. Rather, it is a virus that is in the, looks like their virus was the jammer for the Cherry Bombs on that one. So virus sitting in the box, waiting for their time to expire. Glitz going back through. Wheat Whackers doing a good job of keeping the pack back. Tiny Terror goes in, slams and try to break up that tripod. Glitz on through, hits and keeps on moving. The Wheat Whackers doing a good job of Fires back. Fires with the star in hand. Really stopped to make sure all the skaters are doing okay. All right. This is a full contact sport, so there's definitely going to be some hits that are harder than others. May need a little time to just recover from. Spartan in black as the jammer, talking over strategy with his wall. Glitter hitter standing back. All right, both jammers line up on the inside. Glitter hitter pushes through past Caterkiller, who was there to block. And now Night Terror leads Spartan into her wall, but Spartan not having it with up and hits the ground, stays in bounds, gets right back up. Glitter hitter gets their 4 points and calls it off. And now we've got Ride or Die out there for the Cherry Bombs. Sassy once again for the Wheat Whackers. Both teams will line up at the jam line. Ride or Die trying to go up the middle, stopped. Sassy opts for the inside and gets through. Ride or Die very pushy, shoving their way through. Sassy's now going back for their pass. It didn't look like the Bombers regrouped in time to stop Sassy. Meanwhile, Jawbreaker's doing a good solo job, and there is going to be a cut track call and a power jam for the Wheat Whackers. And Jawbreaker brought out Ride or Die, and Ride or Die entered in front of Jawbreaker. She needed to re-enter behind in order to make that a legal entry. Sassy opts to get 4 and call it, and that will be a power start with Glitz. Glitz can definitely take a lot of advantage of a power jam. Gonna be looking for some offense. Offense slides back to the line on either side, opens up the middle with a spin move is Glitz. All right, Ride or Die comes right back in. The Wheat Whacker wall ready for them. At braces Night Terror and guiding the blockers around to make sure make life difficult for Ride or Die as they get around turn number 2. In the meantime, Glitz is around for another scoring pass. Puts 8 up on the board for Glitz in this one. Ride or Die looking around, doing a star pass. Looks like they confused the team. Glitz with a move to knock out Ride or Die. Ride or Die is back in, but needs to put the helmet cover back on in order to score points. Even if the jammer is getting by the blockers, if the star is in their hand, they do not score points. The star needs to be on the helmet in order to score points. Caterkiller out there, number 17 in black against number 100 in white. Glitter hitter. Electric Fox out there is a blocker this game. We've been watching them a lot of times as a blocker. And we do have a false start on Caterkiller. We'll see what the announcers decide to do. Yeah, that should have Should have just been able to yield. So there's some confusion as to what to do as we get lined up again. I guess they opt to do a power jam. All right, 2 on either side are the Wheat Whackers for offense. Looking for that inside is Glitter and gets it. Meanwhile, the Wheat Whackers keeping the pack to the back. Holding up tough little cookie. As Glitter Hitter hits their way through. Almost that Tiny Terror almost had him at turn number 2. Now Caterkiller slams in there, but solid block. I believe that was Phantom. And Caterkiller is through. Has made their initial pass as Glitter Hitter goes in. Rather score more. Put up 12 on that run. As we're getting to the halfway points of our first half, Sugar Rush is back out, going up against She'll Be Sassy. And it seems like the Bombers are opting to start right at the jam line in a lot of these jams. Try to slow down the momentum that the Wheat Whackers jammers can pick up very quickly. But Sassy is through and on a scoring run. Sugar Rush getting by the Wheat Whackers. Nice Slaughtermelon brings back Sassy. And a nice hit there. That's for my trying to get a number, make sure to give them the credit for that. The Cherry Bomb was number 78. Alley Cat, a good stop against Sassy. Blitz right back out. Spartan out for the Cherry Bombs. Swings to the outside to Spartan, but is caught up. Psychotic with a good move to slow down Glitz, but Glitz is very fast on their feet. But it is Spartan that gets through first for lead. Glitz goes in hard through and pushes their way through 4. Spartan looking to get their points. The Glitz is coming around. Let's see if Spartan got all 4. He got all 4 on that. So 4-4 wash. Caterkiller back out along with Glitter Hitter. And we have an official timeout. All right, officials sorted out whatever it is that they needed to sort out, and we're ready to go back. All right, Caterkiller on the inside as well as Glitter, but Glitter gets through. Caterkiller looking to get in there, but there is Night Terror to close off that inside at turn number 1. Caterkiller looking to do some offense, but Glitter Hitter is a solid skater, hard to take off their feet. Some bodies going down as Glitter tries to muscle their way through. Caterpillar is back, but Wheat Whackers are very good at reforming, and there is a forearm call on Caterpillar, which will send them to the box. And Glitter Hitter is gonna have 30 seconds to do some damage. Strong offense by the Wheat Whackers. They're at the end there. Saw Poison Ivy making sure that inside line stayed open. Following through once again on the inside and gets through. Communicating very well with their offense as Glitter Hitter. Caterpillar is back out, but unable to stay in at turn number 4. They are still on their initial, I believe, as Glitter Hitter's making a big run of their own. Already put 16 on and does have time to put 4 more. And does, and through off with 10 seconds left in the jam for a 20-point jam for Glitter Hitter. Now a jammer duel that we've been seeing, but we'll have to wait. Not long though. Looks like we're back and ready to go. And it is Sugar Rush versus She'll Be Sassy. And to the outside goes Sassy, cuts back in and is through. Meanwhile, Sugar Rush trying to punch their way through a tripod of Wheat Whackers. And does find a way to do it, just as Sassy picks up their first 4 points. See if they decide to run it or call it off. Sassy goes in, gets through, 1 more to beat, and does, but there is Sugar Rush. Jawbreaker setting up. Nice hit by Jawbreaker to bring back Sugar Rush. Good solo effort right at the end there. Wheat Whackers get their all their blockers back. Seems to be that's what Sassy was waiting for before calling that off. So that clears up the penalty box for the white team. Spartan against Glitz, and for once the Cherry Bombs are starting back at the pivot line. They've been opting to start at the jam line for most of this game. Glitz finds Lithium on the outside, but is not able to be contained and is out. Spartan still on initial. Night Terror living up to their name, knocks Spartan out. Meanwhile, Glitz is on another run. And yeah, you give a little bit of space on the inside to Spartan. They'll hop, skip, and jump through it and get by. Caterpillar and Glitter Hitter once again out there. All right, play game is on. Glitter Hitter winds up, tries to push to the outside while Glitter Hitter tries to go up the middle. or rather, Caterpillar tries to go up the middle. It is Glitter Hitter through first. Caterpillar still shoving and pushing their way through, but the Weed Whacker wall is hard to break. And so Glitter Hitter is on their scoring pass. Is brought down to a knee, but is up and able to get by, or the Cherry Bombs can regroup. And looks like there has been a star pass made, so that is Virus now as hold with the star in hand. Gets through, does Virus. And now Glitter Hitter coming in, looking to probably score some points quickly and call it. This Ride or Die will not allow all 4 points to be taken. And we just passed the 7-minute mark in our first half of our game. We have 2 more games later today to round out our tournament. Now we are at game number 8 of the weekend. Sugar Rush versus Sassy once again. Sassy with pushing and weaving and through. Sugar Rush taken back and will try again to break through the tripod. And Snipe beats the blocker to the outside, but no, there is a catch by Puppet Master. But Puppet Master may have stepped out, and that allows Sugar Rush to remain in. Coming in with a lot of speed is Sassy. Yeah, they did pick up 3 on that. For the Bombers on that one, and with a quick hit and spin move, gained 1 more point at the end of that, did Sassy for the Weed Whackers. So Glitz and Spartan, both strong pushy jammers. Glitz, though, with the speed on the inside to get through. A nice hit by Bubble Basher to take Spartan back. Tiny Terror doing some offensive work there against Punky Bruiser. Spartan crashes into the wall, but is now held up. The Wheat Whackers very good at regrouping to get their defense collected together to stop the Cherry Bomb Bomber. Spartan does make it through as Glitz gets their 4 points and will end with a 8-0 run. There's a whistle at the end of that, so one of the Cherry Bomb Bombers, one of their blockers, will start this jam in the box. Sugar Rush, tough wall to beat at the jam line, trying to push through. Glitter Hitter muscling their way through the tripod. And now Sugar Rush trying to move some laterally back and forth, trying to break up the Wheat Whacker line to find a way to get through. Puppet Master, though, right there to stop it. Now here comes Glitter Hitter. Once again, Ride or Die rejoins their team on the track. And Glitter Hitter is pushed. All right. That jam will be stopped. Cherry Bomb's fourth and final game of this tournament, and you put everything into one game. By game 4, we get pretty exhausting. And now we're seeing Alley Cat with the Jam Star for the Bombers, going up against Shelby Sassy. And Sassy backing up, eyeing the defense in front of her, goes to the outside and swings by Virus. Alley Cat caught up by the tripod. Phantom and Punky Bruiser making up blockers. And Firecracker there to fill in any gaps. Also have Bubble Basher out there as well. So the Wheat Whackers doing a very, very good job, as I said, of regrouping. If they get by one blocker, they can push and get through, but a nice star pass is made to Tough Little Cookie. While Sassy, trying to get some more points around, calls that off. And Sassy on that second scoring run fights a hard fought 4. Get 8 points total on that jam. Down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. See Spartan out there going up against Glitz. Glitz goes to that outside, cuts inside. We've seen them do that many times. They are very successful at doing it. Spartan, though, hard to knock down. Muscles their way past Night Terror to get by. Quick 4 for Glitz and called off. We get 2 more jams here before we hit our 15-minute intermission. Right, and it is Sugar Rush and Glitter Hitter set to go off. Glitter Hitter sees a big hole on the outside and goes for it and right through. Normally a very pushy, hitty jammer, but if you don't have to take those hits, you don't want to. Glitter Hitter coming in for their scoring pass. Goes to the outside and passing through for 4. Sugar Rush trying to get by. I see Jawbreaker and perhaps Punky Bruiser and Phantom out there. Looks like the same line they had a little bit ago, along with Bubble Basher. But Sugar Rush finds a way through all of that. Glitter picks up 4 more and calls that off. Have time for one more jam. So the Wheat Whackers getting some coaching advice right before this last jam. Glitz gets by and through. Spartan is through though now. So let's see what Glitz can do. The period clock is done. A nice quick move for 4 to swing by, come out the other side and call that off, and that will bring us to intermission. Right now, our score stands at 2:15 to 15 with the Wheat Whackers on top. So during this time, make sure to visit the concession stand, visit the merch stands. Get a lot of cool stuff from the visiting and home team here. All right, as the teams line up before their gear checks, let's make a few announcements here. A few thank yous to Canyon Sports Therapy. They are a new sponsor of Salt Lake Roller Derby and Wasatch Junior Rollers. So big thank you to Canyon Sports Therapy for supporting our skaters. They've had the table here and been healing people's aches and pains during this weekend. Also, the Pie Pizzeria, which has been voted Utah's best pizza, providing top quality handmade pizza, subs, salads, and more for over 40 years. And Einstein Bagels, who over this weekend have generously donated bagels for our volunteers, officials, NSOs, medics, and skaters. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support. They always have been able doing donations for these tournaments. So big thank you to Einstein's Bagels, and of course 187 Killer Pads. A great deal of our skaters wear those and have saved us a lot of aches and pains. And also thank you very much for the sponsorship. I also like to thank all our volunteers that are making this thing happen. Got people at the merch stands and doing tickets. You'll see them between games and at halftime preparing the track to make sure all the track is safe for all the skaters. 30 seconds left before we get started. And it is the Wheat Whackers in white with 215 up against the Cherry Bomb Bombers in black with 15 points. 30 minutes left of Derby to go. We do have 2 more games after this. Our next game slotted for 3 p.m. is going to be the FOCO Junior Roller Derby FOCO Agogis going up against the Renegades Junior Roller Derby, the Outlaws. That is coming up at 3 p.m. And the Wheat Whackers, who we're seeing now, will have one more game to play later tonight at 5 p.m. against the Wasatch Junior Rollers. That will end out our 10-game, 2-day tournament that we've been having here at the Derby Depot, and we are ready for the second half. Spartan up against Glitz. Lithium throwing themselves into Glitz to try to stop him down, but goes down themselves, so that keeps Glitz able to get right back up and in and not have to be recycled. Spartan right behind. Hard hit from Glitz into Tough Little Cookie. And they get by for 4. Meanwhile, Spartan having to fight their way through. Slaughtermelon trying to provide some offense before getting ready to come back, provide a defensive look. And Glitz with a 4 right on through. Slams into the tripod, trying to push their way through. Slaughtermelon is not going down, though, and has held them. We'll end that one with a 16-12 high-scoring jam to start this off. Although it does seem that there was a penalty on the end there that will send Spartan to the box, so this is going to be a power start. Sassy with 3 blockers to beat. Wheat Whackers try to surround the Bombers and break them up and create some space for their jammer, and they are successful. We are doing sudden scoring, so each pass can collect points. So although that was the initial pass, there will be 4 points awarded to Sassy. This rule tends to come into play when there's a very large point spread between the 2 teams at the end of the first half. Gives the opportunity for more points to be scored by the opposing team. Also gives the team that is quite a bit ahead, also more opportunities as well. The jams are only 1 minute long, and there will be no lead assessed, and so there will be no call-offs. They will go the full 1 minute. Spartan is out, has made their way through. Gathered 4, Sassy. Time has run out before they could put more points on the board, but they did end up with 12 on that run. Electric Fox, who is been jamming quite a bit for the Cherry Bombs in the last 3 games they've played, is now taking their turn at the jammer for the first time this game. Glitter hitter on the outside, gets through. Electric Fox looking for some offense. Trying to swing on through. Glitter hitter on the outside is out. 4 more points for Glitter hitter. Jawbreaker brings back, oh, and that will send Electric Fox on a cut track call to the box. And will give Glitter hitter the next 20 seconds to score some points. A lot of good blockers on the Wheat Walkers team, and they also transition into a very good offense as well. All right, time runs out, but before Electric Fox could get back out of the box, so there will be a power start. Blitz, who has a lot of acceleration, is right on through and quickly change direction on you without losing a stride. They get their first 4, coming around for a second 4. Electric Fox is back out and through. Picks up 4 points for their team. And there is no lead and is no call-offs, so 1 full minute of Derby this entire half. Each jam. 4 more points for Glitz. Fox through, trying to get by all the Wheat Whackers. Not an easy task, but they manage it with a nice dip to the outside as Glitz. Electric Fox with a nice jump. It looked like that inside was completely cut off to them, but they found a way past it. That is 16 points for the Wheat Whackers on there, or 20 points for the Wheat Whackers on there for the 12 put up by the Cherry Bombs. Sassy and Sugar Rush. Seen them face off quite a few times this game. It's like Sassy opts to do some defense first, but no. Transitions swiftly into an offense. Steps out, but Tiny Tear, who took them out, fell down, so that allows them to just step right back on in without having to be recycled. They are out first as Sugar Rush gets pulled back by Bubble Basher and has Punky Bruiser, Firecracker, and Phantom to deal with. Seen those 4 work as a team throughout this game for the Wheat Whackers, and they work very well together. Nice move to the outside, gets 4 more for Sassy. Firecracker holding up Sugar Rush, now rejoins their team. Meanwhile, Sassy dances past and gets 4 just before the time runs out. A virus who we've seen more of in the last 2 games as a jammer with the star for the Cherry Bombers. Glitter Hitter is definitely a good standby jammer for the Wheat Whackers. Glitter Hitter, Sassy, and Glitz have put up a lot of points in this tournament between the three of them. Glitter Hitter powers their way through for 4. Virus looking for a way through. That Glitter Hitter finds a way. Looks like the Bombers are concentrating on offense to try to help out Virus. And now they're gonna set in a tripod to try to halt Glitter's momentum. And Glitter goes by on the outside though and through for 4 more. That puts them up for 12 points in this jam. And we do have a penalty. Might have been a directional call from what I could tell. That sends Tough Little Cookie to the bench. And that will end the jam. Bombers did manage to put up 4 points in that one. The Wheat Whackers 16. The Bombers down 2 blockers in this jam, and against Glitz, that is going to be a tough order to try to halt, and Glitz is right on through. Electric Fox looking for some O, but here comes Glitz right around again, and so they have to stop doing O and go back to defense. Well, Electric Fox now at turn number 2 trying to get around. Again, that those same 4 that we've been talking about, been giving a lot of trouble to the Cherry Bombers, are back out there in this jam as well, and they are keeping Electric Fox back. Now Glitz with a penalty will be sitting for the rest of this jam. 20 seconds left in it, and now Electric Fox is through, and they have the rest of this jam to put up a few more points for their team. Electric Fox spins in for 3 at the very end there. So we have a 11-6 jam at the end of that. But there will be a power start for the Cherry Bombs. And yeah, it looks like the Wheat Whackers not doing a lot of substitutions. Only one player from, got one new blocker out there. That is Sparkle. It's like giving Punky Bruiser a break on this one. All right, and we are seeing Liz in Fear with the star on. Glitz is off the bench, puts in a whole lot of speed and gets through for their first 4. Liz in Fear trying again against a very tough wall. Say Sparkle and Night Terror working out there together. That's a tall order. And then you have Jawbreaker along with Bubble Basher. That's those 4 have been giving a lot of jammers a lot of trouble this tournament. Now, working together as a team, it's been pretty devastating. Back into it. Spartan comes out. Hasn't worn a star for the Cherry Bombs in a little bit. Right back into it as Sassy slams into a tripod, cannot be held, and is out for 4. Well, we have Night Terror and Poison Ivy, along with number 17, Ultraviolet, out there that have been kind of knocking Spartan around back and forth between them. Also see Puppet Master out there as well for the Wheat Whackers. Sassy comes around for 4 after Spartan has picked up his first 4 of this jam. Spartan goes into that wall, but Night Terror is a solid skater and not easy to take off the move. And we do have a cut track that will be Slaughtermelon going to the box for the Bombers. All right, that jam ends. Wheat Whackers were able to put up 16 to the 4. Well, we were able to put up 7. Spartan put 7 points on that, bringing their total up to 70 of the game. Sugar Rush back out there. Blitz, again, big burst of speed, gets out quick. Sugar Rush trying to find a way through. Blitz very quickly before the Cherry Bombs could even made them aware that they were coming back around. Didn't give them any time to set up. And Blitz is through again. This time a little bit ready for her, but not enough. Slaughtermelon comes back out to join their team. Meanwhile, Sugar Rush caught up at turn number 1. Glitter Hitter now being blocker instead of jammer. Doing a good job of drawing back Sugar Rush. Now we see Phantom, Jawbreaker, and Bubble Basher back out there for the Wheat Whackers. It's interesting lineups that the Wheat Whackers decide to go with for defense. Rather than just have one line go out, one line come in, they'll maybe just take 1 or 2 defenders out at a time. So this jam, we will have all 4 new faces as blockers for the Wheat Whackers, as they take on Electric Fox. And she'll be sassy. It's got Lithium and Alley Cat. So see Tiny Terror out there, along with Caterkiller. Quick move is sassy. Lithium and Caterkiller slowing down Sassy a little bit. A lot of whistles being blown out right now. That sends both pivots and one of the Cherry Bomb blockers to the bench, and another Wheat Whacker blocker to the bench. So in quick succession, we had 4 penalties assessed in the space of 2 seconds. Quickly up and through is Sassy. Electric Fox now through. Sassy, Caterkiller tries to get for, almost got it, but Sassy's still able to deflect the hit, spin around, and get through. Wheat Whackers will start with 2 down against Spartan, and that's, yeah, not easy. However, Sparkill now as the jammer for the Wheat Whackers. First time we've seen them start with the Jam Star. And they do have a lot of speed and are making their way through quickly is Sparkill. Already putting up 8 points for the Wheat Whackers. Now Spartan trying to find their way through. Night Terror is going to bring them back. Meanwhile, Sparkle on a run. Kind of testament to Sparkle's blocking, as we don't see them jam too often, and clearly they are quite good at it. All right, both jammers are crashing in and trying to find a way through. Nice 20-point run by Sparkle on that one, and 11 points goes to Sparkle, who fought for every single point. Now the Wheat Whackers seeming to let their usual jammers rest a bit, or become blockers for a bit. And now we're seeing Jawbreaker starting with the star. Ride or die out there for the cherry bombs. Yeah, and there is Jawbreaker. Through and out. Ride or die, fighting against Glitter Hitter. Now Ride or Die still trying to push their way through, but no, can't find any purchase. Meanwhile, Jawbreaker has 8 points. And there goes Ride or Die. Got their 4 points. A nice leap. It goes Jawbreaker. Her momentum carried him outside the track, however. All right, and we are back, ready to get back into the action. Night Terror as the jammer for the Wheat Whackers. Electric Fox for the Bombers. Night Terror very tough and pushy and uses that strength to get through. Electric Fox, though, down but quick on their feet to get back up. And they have 4 points as Night Terror now goes for a second scoring run. With a nice move to the outside, swings on through. And we do have a penalty call, and that will be one of the Bombers that will be heading towards the box now. Number 21, Sugar Rush. Got another penalty whistle out there. Don't see anyone moving back yet, so. Right, Night Terror going through. And Electric Fox being held up by Bubble Basher. And we are coming up on our final 10 minutes of this game. And I'm sure the Wheat Whackers are putting in a lot of pivots as jammers for this game. Probably want to rest up their primary jammers, as the Wheat Whackers do have one more game today, and that is against Wasatch Assault, who's had a really good showing this tournament. All right, and there's Spartan trying to slam their way through the wall. Jawbreakers out quickly. Spartan beats them, stays in, and through for 4. Nice hop by Jawbreaker, gets them through. Glitter hitter going to the box. Spartan once again trying to get 4 more. Gliding through is Jawbreaker, though. That puts them up to 12 on this run. 20 seconds left to go. That time, that was Tiny Terror that finally stopped Jawbreaker's momentum. Still time to go. Spartan has gone out and has 8 points. 16 that were put up by Jawbreaker. Now Sugar Rush heading to the box as Glitter Hitter was coming back on, but time runs out. And there will be a power start on that, as there was a penalty assessed to Spartan at the end of that. As both teams get ready, we're seeing Bubble Dasher being the jammer for the Wheat Whackers. Hopefully getting some players out there. And looking for some offense to look. There it is. Follows through their offense and gets through quickly for 4. Offense setting up in a sweep pattern and lines up that inside track for Bubble Basher for 4 more points. Similar tactic being used again. This time Lithium is there, but Lithium goes down, so Bubble Bashers can still just remain up and keep going. Now Spartan back on the track, but a good hit. I think that was Glitz now, who's in the position of the blocker. Supposed to a regular jammer position with a good hit on Spartan. Electric Fox now out for the Cherry Bombs. They have had a really good tournament, but fun to watch in the 4 games that the Cherry Bombs have been playing. That is 101 in white. That is Poison Ivy for the Weed Whackers. Dances on the outside line and gets through. Electric Fox taking some big hits. And we do have a directional call. That is Sparkle going to the box. Some big hitters on that Weed Whacker team, but you got to make sure you hit in the right way to not get a penalty. And that is Slaughtermelon bringing back Poison Ivy as Electric Fox is through for 4. And there goes Ivy. Ivy has put up 8 points. That Electric Fox now is turned to score. They enter into the pack and get on through. Not through yet, are they? No, at turn number 3. But it is Poison Ivy now. Slaughtermelon right there, and an assist by Alley Cat. Lithium, the first time we're seeing Lithium with the Jam Star on in this game. Going up against Night Terror, so this should be an interesting matchup. Both sturdy, pushy players when they're blockers or pivots. You'll see they're sure that will transition into their jamming style as well. Do have had a quick official timeout, but now we're right back into it. Weed Whackers line up at the jam line. Bombers a little bit back. Night Terror, nice. Good work between Ride or Die and Slaughtermelon to push out Night Terror. And all three Wheat Whackers combined to push out Lithium. It's like try to see everyone's name out there. I can recognize name and number. See Sassy out there along with Bubble Basher. Quickly moving is Night Terror. 8 on the board. Lithium charging in again, trying to push their way through. Blitz now with a hit to bring Lithium back. As Night Terror continues, they have 12 points, and we're down to our final seconds in this jam. So we'll see what Night Terror can do before we run out. Oh, a hard hit as they enter in. Yeah, there'll be a high block call at the end of that one. Terror called with the high block at the end of that one, so that will give a power start opportunity to the Cherry Bombs. See who they bring out as jammer. It is Spartan. And it seems like we have a jammer line out there as blockers for the Wheat Whackers. So we see Sassy, Glitz, and Glitter Hitter out there along with Jawbreaker. Ride or Die, Tough Little Cookie, Sugar Rush, and Alley Cat for the Bombers. Still in an official timeout. Waiting for the rolling whistle to get back started. All right, team's getting set. The Bombers split up on either side of the track. All right, Spartan looking for some offense, goes to the outside, but Glitter Hitter is there to bring him down. See what the Wheat Whackers can do to kill the penalty time. Some bodies go down. Now Spartan with some defeat, but the Wheat Whackers do recover quickly and surround the jammer. But now they do have a multiplayer penalty that sends Jawbreaker to the box. Night Terror is back out. The Cherry Bombers have to get reset. Sugar Rush throwing their body into Night Terror, but Night Terror with a lot of speed and strength manages to knock their way through. And a good job recycling in a waterfall from the Wheat Whackers. Huge hit by Night Terror to Spartan. Yeah, good legal hit to the side. Only thing you can't hit below the knee, above the shoulders, or straight in the middle of the back. Front and sides are all available to hit as hard as the other person can hit you. Electric Fox back out, and Glitter Hitter now once again as jammer. Glitter Hitter going in, pushing through. They are hard to stop once they get their feet going. Jawbreaker out of the box immediately rejoins their team to try to slow down Electric Fox. Nice push by Glitter Hitter to get past Caterpillar and get there. And here comes Electric Fox. They have their 4 points as Glitter Hitter has gotten their 8 as they both approach the pack now. Slaughtermelon is there to greet Glitter Hitter. But Slaughtermelon will go to the box for their troubles on that one. Electric Fox finding a way in as Glitter Hitter gets down right in front of us here at turn 4. Yeah, Electric Fox has, like, this entire tournament, anytime they're out there, they're always giving everything they got into every jam. Tough little cookie out there for the Bombers up against Poison Ivy. Bombers are down a blocker. Slaughtermelon's still in the box from the previous jam. However, tough little cookie has a hard wall to face. Let's see what they can do. Go in low and try to bring in and moves to the outside and gets through, but Glitz is there to knock them back out. All right, Night Terror. Yeah, tough little cookie trying to going up against Night Terror. It's that'll be hard to do. And now Glitz is caught up working with Sparkle to hold back tough little cookie. In the meantime, Poison Ivy has put up 8 points and has come around again. Trying to look to make that 12 before the jam expires. And a nice move. I want to say that was Ride or Die. Yes, Ride or Die. That stopped Poison Ivy's run, and now there's a lot of bodies getting flowing out there. And that jam ends. There was a team timeout called. I don't know if there is also going to be an official review called as well. We'll see. All right, just a team timeout. Stop and reconsolidate everything. We are in our final seconds. This will be our final jam, more than likely. And we have Puppet Master for the first time, wearing the star, going up against Electric Fox. Have not seen Puppet Master jam. Been seeing out there blocking, and you'd think they might get lost out there, but I've definitely seen them working in tandem with their team and being in the right place at the right time as a blocker. Packers have used their team timeout, but now we are in official timeout. Our next game is slotted for 3 o'clock, but given the time, that might be pushed back to perhaps 3:15. Give the refs time to recover and the teams time to warm up. That is going to be the Renegade Outlaws going against the Focoa Gogis. Gogis coming off a good win earlier today, early in the morning. Final discussions going on. We are a rolling whistle. We'll get this back started. Okay, keep your eyes on Puppet Master in white and Electric Fox in the black and red as your jammers for this final jam. Puppet Master going through the inside. Electric Fox with some quick moves going out first. But Puppet Master is there with some good offense and is through. Electric Fox going in for their next scoring run. Goes against a big Wheat Whacker wall. Try to push their way through as Puppet Master now reaches the pack. And we have Caterkiller that did a high block. That's one of the things where your height or lack of height can work for you, is the other team has to get down really low in order to block you legally. Now Puppet Master coming in, and right there was Virus, but Puppet Master stuck it and kept on going through. Now Electric Fox keeping their toe stops in. Time runs out. Add up the last points here on that one. Looked like Electric Fox got 8 and 16 going to Puppet Master. Our unofficial score as it stands right now is 542, the Wheat Whackers to the Bombers 152. And that is the game. You can come on out to the edge of the track and congratulate these two teams. This is the Cherry Bombers' last game of the tournament. They've played a huge physical game throughout this entire tournament here. Wheat Whackers will have one more game to go. And your Wheat Whackers were Glitter Hitter, Poison Ivy, Phantom, Ultraviolet, Blitz, Night Terror, Sparkle, Sugar Rush, Jawbreaker, Punky Bruiser, She'll Be Sassy,